45 months.
Attention, everybody. The views and opinions expressed on the show are not necessarily those of X Ministry, X Media Group, and/or its affiliate and supported ministries and/or nonprofits. Here they are, back in the saddle again. The Veterans Church.
Thank you.
Steve.
Yes. Thank you, Matt. And yes, I need to start the show off by saying thank you for this is Steve McAllister, Pastor Steve with the Veterans Church. Or Pastor Micky Mack, as some people say.
Yeah, Steve O Micky Mack.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you see yourself now?
Yes.
Good.
I look good.
Hey, gotta have confidence.
Looking in the mirror. Anyway, we've got a great show for you and program, and we've got Kerry Miller with us, and he's brought in a very special friend of his. It's none other than the only Ricky Jr.
Hello, Steve. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah. Yeah. Good to see me, too. I look good.
Yes, you do. See, it's a great mirror, isn't it?
I like it.
Yeah. So we're at 4166 West Kearney in Springfield. And what was that? Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Producer Matt here. Have fun,
Thank you. Such a guy. I mean, that Matt Pearson. You've never met Matt, have you, Ricky?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah, we were doing an event together.
Yeah, he looks different, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's lost some weight.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Yeah, where'd it go?
I don't know, but I'm sure it's glad it's gone.
Yeah, I need to lose some. I need to start working out. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, sorry.
Well, push-ups. Anyway.
1, 2. I can't do that. I'm trying.
Yeah, reach for the stars. Anyway, it's going to be one of those shows today. We're going to have some fun, but we're going to talk about some serious issues that we need to talk about as far as veterans. And Kerry, seriously, thank you for coming.
Looking forward to this. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, it's been, what, 2-3 years?
Too long. I mean, not long enough. It's been a while.
Yes. By the way, my wife said hello.
I didn't hear her say that.
She was too low.
Oh, well, you tell her I said hi.
I will. So we're going to start off with prayer. And if you, by the way, if I can't, I don't have it memorized, but the email, you can always get a hold of us here at X through Facebook and give us your prayer requests. And then we'll look forward to reading those and looking at those and be praying for it. And we need to remember all our vets and their families anyway. A lot of them are struggling, and especially now, we need to actually take care of our current members, because I think there's a lot of them going over to the Ukraine or being deployed. So, and a lot of the veterans have kids themselves that are going over there. So we just need to remember all them. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day that you've given us, Lord. And we just pray that you'll put your hand upon this program today and be with us as we talk about some serious issues, but just be with those veterans and their families who are struggling, whether it be a injury, whether it be PTSD, whatever the case may be, just be with them. And then we thank you for what you're going to do now in Jesus' name. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and now we usually do the pledge. And Kerry, if you would, we'd love to have you.
We stand up, right?
Yes.
We got to push these up. Is that it?
Yes, I've done that.
All right. All right. Well, Steve's got a flag on his shirt. I'm wearing a flag. But no matter where you're at, put your hand on your heart and let's say the pledge together. Yeah. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Well, thank you very much, Kerry, for that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I've seen enough of Elvis this week.
Okay.
I live in the land of Elvises.
Yes, you do. Elvis's.
Elvises. There's a lot of them.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I know you're trying, right?
Well, I could sing an Elvis song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I'm not going to.
Good. I mean, oh, okay. Well, maybe next time. What kind of? Well, I won't go there. So, Kerry, it has been a while. So, what you now? What do you do actually at Cox South? You're the manager.
Volunteer manager at Cox Health. What we do is we recruit volunteers to serve at our hospital. So Springfield, Branson, Monette, and Barton County. And these are men and women that want to serve their community by serving as a hospital volunteer.
Good. Do you have a lot of veterans, by the way, that volunteer?
We do. In fact, prior to COVID, we actually had our first annual. It was going to be annual, and we'll have to rebuild it. But we had our first annual veteran volunteer appreciation. These were veterans that volunteered, and we had actually, speaking of Elvis, we had Jay Goff come and do a Elvis tribute show.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, for us. So that was fun, and they enjoyed it. And then, of course, COVID hit, and we're just kind of rebuilding now.
A lot of people are rebuilding.
Yep.
And of course, you have the mask mandate still in place
in the hospital. You know, I mean, it's we're you know, every I mean, I wasn't around in 1918. I think you were, but
maybe. Well, I hope not.
You know, this is a once in a lifetime deal we've gone through in our world, because unlike you, I've got friends around the world that were affected by this.
Mm-hmm.
And here in our community, I mean, we were affected by it, and you know, and I can honestly say that everywhere across the nation, in hospital systems across the nation, you know, everything at the beginning was, what is this? How bad is it? You know, what's it going to look like? And we had no idea it was going to last around 2 years. But a friend of mine, retired firefighter, when this all started, I asked him, I said, hey, how long do you think this is going to last? A couple months? You know, I didn't know. He goes, probably 2 years. And he was right.
Yeah, none of us really knew what it was at the very beginning. And I really feel that because of this happening, of course, there's been so many different people have said so many different things of where it started, how it started. I know it. I don't really care. It's just it was here, whether it was here by mistake or it was on purpose, whatever. I don't think. I think that we suffered long enough, and I'm glad that it's kind of disappearing. I think Branson's really slowed down on their mandates. You know, they don't really wear masks anymore, and now the hospitals, you know, they're the only places I think, and other medical facilities, we wear the masks.
Well, except at my house, because my wife says I look better with it on.
Oh, Terry.
It's true. It's true.
What about you, Ricky?
I got a mask. Yeah, I just don't have it with me.
Oh, do you wear it at the hospital? I hope you do.
You know what? No, because he hasn't actually been to the hospital. So, because we didn't have volunteers, my characters couldn't go volunteers. We're actually doing our first hospital visitation in about a week and a half after a 2-year wait. And that'll be with Zagnut. You remember Zagnut? The green?
Yep.
Yeah, he'll
the
be
green
there.
guy.
Yeah, he's got a mask.
Oh, good.
It's actually a bandana that I've wrapped around his head.
Oh, that's good.
That's not nice. Well,
the bandana, I bet you it looks really cool on him.
He's all right. Yeah, it looks like he's one of those old westerns, going to he's going to rob us. I don't know. It'll be fun though. It'll be fun visiting those kids again.
Yeah, that was actually my next question, is what that's been like with the kids, especially separating the kids from the parents because of the pandemic. I bet you that was something.
Well, you look at across the nation, because I know your program's national and even international. I've got friends that, work around the world and here in the United States, and it was a challenge to everybody. And it was tough on the families. And I'm grateful now. So I'm grateful now that we can open up and go visit our loved ones, whatever the case may be. And yeah, it was tough. My granddaughter was born and I couldn't go see her. You know,
that must have been tough.
you know,
Yeah.
but you know, I mean, that was a year and a half ago. She's a year and a half now. Her name's Violet, and she is so beautiful. And so, yeah, that's, you know, but anytime we're faced with challenges, and this is Veterans Church, and you get it because you signed up to be in the Navy, right? Is that
Yes.
correct? Yeah. Anytime we face challenges, I think the question is, and it reflects our character, is how do we deal with those challenges? You know, we might not agree with everything that goes on, but how do we deal with it? And I think it reflects our true character. You know, when we're faced with these challenges, what do we do? How do we make the best of it? How do we make the most of it? Too many times we focus on the negative. I don't mean to get on a soapbox, and he's actually the host, you know, but
Hey, this is all about you. You're the guest.
well, it's all about what you guys are doing to impact the lives of veterans. But I wrote
you.
this morning, Steve, and it was like I just felt the Lord. I was, you know, with what's going on in the Ukraine, what's going on around the world. I mean, we've seen it since heck, you know, I'm 57, you know, and there's been wars almost everywhere at one time or another since I've been alive. But I can tell you, I think as a believer, our focus needs to be on what God promises. He said there's going to be wars and rumors of wars, but do not be
Afraid.
Do not be afraid. Do not be alarmed. Right?
Mhm.
He's telling us, hey, things are going to happen, but don't. And then there's a verse later on that says there's going to be challenges in life, but I've overcome those challenges, and I want you to live a life of peace.
Mhm.
And I think that's where our focus should be. So, yeah, there were things that went on the last couple of years, not just in the hospital systems, but almost, you know, in every community, in every culture, how they dealt with this. But I think our mindset needs to be one. We know things are going to happen. So how do we deal with that? And then, but let's not live in this fear. Let's live in a world of peace, even if it's internal peace, because we know externally there's a lot of chaos right now.
Right, there is, and that's what we got to. That's why I wanted to pray for the veterans and their families, and though because just because you're a veteran doesn't mean that your granddaughter, grandson, whoever they are in the family, isn't currently serving somewhere. Because there might be some veterans that have family members that are currently serving, because of what's going on right now. That's really spooky. It's something to be, unless you're a believer and you know that you know what's coming in the end.
And as we get into it, there's some things that we're doing that I can address that impacts those that are currently serving.
Okay, that's exactly what we're going to do. And I know that you're also a musician or a singer.
No, he is not.
Oh, you're the singer then,
Yeah,
Ricky?
I can sing. Zagnut can sing. Yeah, Kerry can't sing. Thank you.
Well, hey, at least he tries.
Yeah, he's not good though. No, I could sing. Yeah, you want me to sing?
You could.
Yeah. What do you want me to sing?
Well, something of like America or
America.
God bless America or whatever.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her. I forgot the words.
Through the line.
Light. The night. I forgot the words. Who's the dunny here need? Well, we haven't practiced that for a while.
That's okay. Hey, you gave it a good shot.
Hey,
though.
had I known, we could have played my freedom song. You remember that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and we could have had Ricky Jr. sing it.
Oh man, that would
Maybe we
been
can come
awesome.
back and do that again sometime.
Yeah, we'd
around
love to
November or whatever.
Yeah,
But
during Veterans Week would be great.
yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I enjoyed singing that.
Yeah, it was a good song.
It's kind of peppy and yeah.
It is.
Oh, good times. That was in 2003 when I wrote that. Wow, where does time go? That was almost that's 9 years ago, almost 10. Is that right? No, that's 20.
20.
Jeez, we're old.
Wow. You know what happens when you get old? Your memory
He's
goes.
not good at math.
We found that out. Hey, you know what? I did the same mistake the other day. I was like, it's only been 10 years. Rachel looked at me and went, what'd you get in math? And I was like, oh, I mean 20 years.
Yeah, I know.
And she's like, there you go. So see, I made the same, but that's funny. Wow. It's been 20 years and this is my 40-year class reunion. So
yeah, mine's coming up on Labor Day. Yeah.
We do it in August.
Yeah, that's crazy. Where does time go, man?
Yeah. So you see, we tend to forget things and it's not our fault.
It's called old age.
There you go. There you go. I blame it on old age. I'm not making fun of anybody that's old. I'm just
Mature.
Yes. We're mature audiences.
I think we're gotten off track. We
better get back on track.
This is live, right?
Yes, it is. So we can't stop and start over.
Take 22.
Something like that.
Oh boy.
But no, we really just enjoy having you. And I don't want to forget Ricky Jr. here because
Thank you.
I'll hear about it later if I don't. So you're I guess you're considered a musician. You play a guitar and
I have a guitar.
you have a guitar.
It's
but
more
you
like
don't
a
play.
stage prop.
Okay.
I mean, I know 4 chords, and I mean, it's you've seen it, the red, white, and blue one.
Oh, yeah, that's the one I was
yeah,
going to talk about.
yeah.
Actually, Stephen Brown's
Yeah.
the one that he's a Navy vet, by the way. Stephen, I don't know if you're watching, buddy, but we miss you. We know you're sun tanning somewhere in Florida. Stinker.
Yeah, he's doing good though. Have you seen all the openings? I mean, he's got a lot opened up for him since he's made that change.
He's really come a long way, and I think he was so, he wasn't sure of himself what was going to happen to him. I said, brother, you just got to trust in the Lord. He'll open up a door.
And the doors are opening.
Doors are really opening.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, enough about Stephen Brown.
That's enough on Stephen Brown.
You're gone. No, but when he's back in town, I'd love to have him on the show.
Yeah, he had his own show. Do you know that?
Right.
Yeah, I can never remember what it was called, the Creative People Show or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he also performed in Branson.
Yeah,
with Smoke on the Mountain.
Yeah, he was Uncle Stanley.
But yeah, he was a Navy vet, and we did a lot of shows together, he and I. So.
Yep, and they were not veterans of veterans. What was it? Just a veterans variety show.
There you go.
See, I do pay attention.
Yeah.
I do pay attention. I've only been to one.
Well, that's okay. Well, we did. I think our biggest show was in Effingham, Illinois, and it was an open air theater. I mean, we were outside. The stage was humongous. The sound guy had done sound for Lee Greenwood, so that was pretty cool. So he knew what he was doing, and he actually made us sound good. So
otherwise, you don't sound very good without the help. I don't sound very good without the help. That's why Matt's like, well, you sound much better. And I said, thank you for helping me create my voice.
Well, you do have a great radio. You have a great radio face. I just want you to know.
I'm just going to say, I was waiting for that. I've heard that before, and it still continues, folks.
Oh my.
Well, I think Kevin Kilmer said the same thing. Kevin, I think he's watching. So
we'll probably fire us both after this one.
He's probably laughing at Donna. They're probably both laughing at us, going, "Ha ha ha ha! Wish you were here, don't you?" Anyway, Donna, we hope that you're doing well and things went well for you this weekend. And Kevin, we can't wait to have you back I was going to say next week, but next month. And I do a weekly show, so I'm so used to saying week.
Yeah,
that
I get it. So
eventually, when they move back up here, we'll be doing it probably every other week, or twice a month, and then we can have you as a part 1 and part 2.
What? You're thinking something.
Uh-oh. His wheels are turning in there. Well, whatever's turning.
I think the next show you just had me.
Why?
Because I haven't got to talk hardly at all.
Well,
And
yeah,
I'm just telling you. I'm just saying. Next show you just had me.
well, I'll think about it because
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But you're gonna have to have Kerry with you, aren't you?
No,
Oh, okay.
I can do this on my own.
Well, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to see Zagnut.
Who?
You know, one of your partners,
Zagnut?
Zagnut. What did I say?
I can't repeat that on this show. I thought you said Zagnut. Zagnut?
Zagnut? Now you're confusing me. Okay, stop. I'm trying to talk to Kerry for right now. There's a lot of programs that you do have. One of them is Wounded for Warriors.
Nope.
Not anymore?
No, you said it wrong. I'm going to set Ricky down, okay?
Okay.
All right. You just sit there and you behave, okay?
Thank you for, I need correction. Uh-oh.
Wellness for Warriors.
Wellness.
So there's the Wounded Warrior Project, which is a national nonprofit.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And I'll explain to you how we got that name if you want me to.
Yes, please.
So 2016, I'm meeting with some of the staff at the Meyer Fitness Center, and they have some classes for our community members that were specialized towards specific populations, and they were free to the community.
Mm-hmm.
And so I met with the leaders, and we talked about doing a class for veterans. And, you know, because I've been working with veterans ever since I got out of the military. And then so we were brainstorming, and then one of the co-founders, her husband was law enforcement. So we also included first responders within our program. And we called it Wellness for Warriors because we didn't want to focus on the wound. We wanted to focus on, because we all go through stuff, whether it's a physical wound, a mental wound, or emotional wound. We want to focus on the wellness. How do we get better? How do we get stronger? And so therefore, Wellness for Warriors, even though a lot of people do confuse us with Wounded Warriors. But what does make it different is that we focus on how to be well.
And that's a great thing, because too many people right now, you know, they Wounded for Warriors, it's like, oh, we focus on how hurt they are, what kind of wounds they have, and how can we take care of them physically. But you got to remember, there's the emotional side, the spiritual side, and you know, that's what you want to do is a wellness. How do you get better from that wound, whether it's a physical wound or mental wound, whatever it is, because they went through a whole lot.
Yeah.
And that's why unfortunately, that's why they have the veterans home. What I mean by that is there's a lot of them in the veterans home that are dealing with all those issues.
Well, veterans homes, there's, you know, unless you've served, and I mean, your story is unique. My understanding is you fell off the back of a truck. Is that right?
Something like that.
Yeah. I mean, we all have our own story to tell as a military veteran. But you know, except for when the draft was in, we raised our hand. We volunteered to serve and protect and go in harm's way. And you know, as well as I know, you've worked with veterans and you've been around, and I can honestly tell you that, you know, out of the entire United States population, about 1 to 3, closer now to 1%, serve in the military. Think about that. That's a very small percentage of the population that's willing to put their life on the line for others.
Mm-hmm. And that's the sad part. So if you're thinking about, if you're high school, 18 years old, you're thinking about wanting to do something for your life, volunteer to be a volunteer
to be a veteran.
Volunteer to be a veteran. You too can be one. But
take 52.
Something like that. So volunteer to get in the military. You won't regret it.
we had the opportunity. So once we created the program, we started working with veterans and first responders. And the cool thing is, 2016 to 2018, we were building this community of care, with volunteers, actual volunteers helping us build this program, a few staff helping us build this program. But 2018 to 2020, right before COVID entered this area, we saw 700% growth of the population we were serving. So veterans, first responders, and their family members. And it's amazing. And then we'll talk in a minute about all the different things we got going on. But I can tell you that in this area, we're in Springfield, Missouri. For those of you watching, this is being recorded in Springfield, Missouri. And we have the National Guard here. We have the reserve centers for all branches. Then we have, of course, a lot of recruiting offices, a lot of veteran organizations. So probably in Southwest Missouri alone, in this area, Greene County, maybe Christian County, Lawrence County, the surrounding counties, you're looking at quite a few current military and veterans. And so that's a huge population. And was able to speak to Kickapoo High School for the last several years. We actually partnered with them ever since we created Wellness for Warriors. And their freshman class would go out and do projects for veterans in this area, which was pretty cool. This year, we got to speak to their entire high school at Kickapoo, and then Hank Molingo, who maybe we can have on the show sometime. He's retired Rear Admiral, Navy.
Okay.
And he's actually right now speaking at the Navy Reserve. They're having drill. So I was coming over here. He's with the Navy unit right now speaking to them as well. And so we started this program to impact the lives, and we are impacting the lives. We're making a huge difference. And then we have several programs. And when you want me to, I'll go into all that.
Okay. It is really important that we the veterans that don't have anything to do, or they don't know, or they moved into Missouri, I'm sure that they're interested in knowing what types of information that they can have, or what types of programs there are. And some of them want to wait and see, and some of them just want to get right in there. Some of them are hesitant because they're not sure. But you also have guitar classes.
Yeah. They kicked me out though.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. So so if you want, I can go into all the different programs we got.
That would help for anybody who's listening who might be interested. We don't know who we're going to contact yet.
So if you're in this area, Springfield, Missouri area, the things I'm going to talk about, if you want more information, you can reach out to Acts Ministries, and they can get a hold of us, and we would then get that information back to those of you that are looking. But I can tell you, here's what we got going on right now, which I think is phenomenal, and we're expanding and growing and getting ready to do some more projects, which is fun, which I'll allude to. But right now, currently, we collaborate with Dr. Tommy Gooden, the Moral Injury Institute. Have you ever had a chance to meet him yet?
No.
All right. He'd be a good one for this show.
Okay.
But Dr. Tommy Good is the director and founder of the Moral Injury Institute here in Springfield area. And moral injury it's a combination, if you will. Here's how I describe it. PTSD, survivor's guilt, stuff like that. But it's more of it's something that you experience internally. So, you might have been serving somewhere, kind of, in your story, with what happened to you. But think about it. You joined to serve, and then, you weren't able to, right?
Right.
And I can tell you a lot of people struggle with things because they weren't able to do what they thought they were going to be able to do, or whatever the case, and then it affected them inside. And that's kind of what moral injury is. And so what he does, he leads every Wednesday at 3:15 Central Standard Time, p.m. at Drury University, where the Music Therapy of the Ozarks is at. I think it's Congregational Hall is the name of the building. But he leads a guitar therapy class. So it's led by an actual music therapist,
Mm-hmm.
and he is the facilitator of this. And they do in person, and then they also do a Zoom. They had one person from California joining in, and another one.
Wow.
And then they have a pretty good in person, and this is in collaboration with the Vet Center here in town in Springfield. Sammy, which is a nonprofit music downtown Springfield organization, they help find him guitars to donate to a veteran if they don't have one. So you don't have to play the guitar in order to go to this class. They can get you a guitar, then you can learn it. And then what we do, Wellness for Warriors, we actually help fund the music therapist. We pay for her time. And so it's a great partnership and help a lot of people. And then we also, Monday mornings at the Vet Center, it's on Battlefield now. It's relocated, but it's on Battlefield next to Food for Less.
I know where that's at.
We do a yoga class there at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time.
Yeah, make sure it's always central
Yeah, I
because,
know
we don't know where all the time has gone.
Yeah, it's true. We got to watch the time. Wow. Matt just came back.
Yeah, you rode, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought. You look like Motorcycle Man.
Oh yeah.
So
Anyway,
we'll just ignore Matt for now. Okay.
please.
All right.
Everybody does. It's all right. Okay.
So we have the yoga class. We have the guitar therapy class. We have other classes for first responders.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a peer-to-peer meeting. Actually, a couple that meet. One's the first Monday of the month, which we're going to be tweaking these based on what's working and what's not. But then we have the third Saturday of the month. Brian Mason is a facilitator of these meetings. Then we also have a Wednesday night meeting over at the YMCA on South Republic Road, the south side of town. The YMCA every other Wednesday. That meeting is facilitated by Marshall Bruner, and he's kicking butt and taking names. He's got a lot of people coming to the meeting. And then every Friday at the Meyer Center, we're open to the public. But what we do, we're doing what you guys are doing. We actually video record the presentation, we edit it, and send it out to our social media outlets. And so those are the programs we currently have going on. Internally, because we're part of Cox Health, we have what we call Microsoft Teams, and we've created teams. We created a Wellness for Warriors page with Microsoft Teams where we send out wellness information to our employees. We also work with our own EMS team. Every other Wednesday, they have new recruits come in, and we are able to share a mission and vision with them. And then we're also part of just different projects going on within Cox Health. And knock on this table or wood, in June, for those Fridays that we normally meet at the Meyer Center, we are going to do a writing class with Dr. Tommy Good with moral injury, and work with our employees because of all they've experienced the last 2 years with the COVID situation and how to tell their story. And so that's going to be pretty cool. And so a lot going on.
Right. They have a story, I'm sure.
Well, being part of that journey, we've seen the best of the best and the worst of the worst. But I can tell you, across the nation, those in the medical field, they're amazing people. And then, it's affected them, though. It's affected them. And so we want to be able to help them. And then I want to share one exciting thing, because I'm looking at the time. We're going to have 15 minutes left.
Yeah.
But this is cool.
Go ahead. That's what you're here for.
So we were called in to speak to current military. And so we had a couple meetings. Here's the things they're concerned about. Current military, the substance abuse rate has gone up. Suicide attempts have gone up. Now, we know about the 22 is too many for the veterans, but we're talking current military. Now, wrap this around your head. Since 9/11, more active military personnel have died by suicide than combat. Let me repeat that. Since 9/11, more active military have died by suicide than by combat.
That is unbelievable.
So what we're working on is a project. So the third concern is on the Army side, they changed their PT standards. And most everybody across the board, they struggle with the new PT standards. And so what we're doing, we are raising money, and we are going to sponsor 3-month programs at our fitness centers for new recruits going into the Army so they can be prepared and ready for that task at hand. But we believe this will give them a solid foundation, which will help them in the other areas, the not only the physical, but the mental and emotional and spiritual. Because anytime you have a strong foundation, that helps you as you move forward.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot going on.
Yeah, especially with the doctors and the nurses that are veterans that have
Mm-hmm.
fought. That's why you need that program, because they too have suffered.
Oh, it's been a challenging time for sure.
And I'm sure that because they've dealt with death, especially there was a lot of deaths at Cox South. I was up there with COVID myself, and I saw a lot going on. And man,
Well, I mean, anytime there's a new illness, we got to do our research, got to figure out what's going on. But I will say this, not just here, but across the nation, there are men and women that have really worked hard to help people. And, but we do live in a world of brokenness, as you well know, whether it be illness, whether it be what's going on with the Ukraine right now,
mm-hmm.
whether it be, substance abuse. I really believe this, that it takes people like you and me and others that are part of your ministry and what's going on here to continue to be that voice of hope. Because if you look around, it'd be easy to be depressed, you live in anxiety and fear. But you know what Jesus offers us is hope.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, there's been a lot of things that have happened. But I'm so grateful that there's hope today.
Mm-hmm. I am too. And there is hope for you as well. And, if you're struggling and you really need the help, please get a hold of us. And I think, do you have a web address that we can get a hold of you?
Well, if you Google us, Wellness for, it's Wellness FOR, Warriors, at coxhealth.com. That's our email address, wellnessforwarriors@coxhealth.com. And then also, if you Google Wellness for Warriors, Springfield, Missouri, we have several websites. We got a website with our foundation, which all our money flows through there that we raise. And then we have one on the main page at coxhealth.com for Wellness for Warriors. And then we're on social media. And so you can Google us and find us and get connected. But our email is 24/7. It's wellnessforwarriors@coxhealth.com. And remember to use the FOR, not the number 4. And then also, we're here. We in some cool things, that we do. We collaborate with other organizations too.
Mm-hmm.
Veterans have a lot of opportunity. And I want to share this because you kind of alluded to it earlier. People coming new to this area. I want to say this: if you've had a bad experience with the VA, we can help you maneuver through that. Mm-hmm. We've got connections within the VA that can help you get reconnected. Don't let one bad experience stop you from getting the benefits you deserve. And so I know a lot of times you and I, when we first met, we had that discussion.
Yes.
And I know that there are many that have had bad experiences and then they just give up, right? Mm-hmm. So I want to encourage you, if you've got, where you have needs and we can help you maneuver through the VA system. And then also, if you need to get connected, we do not need to go through this journey alone.
Mm-mm.
And
we're supposed to be one big family.
Yeah, one big happy family.
Right.
Supposed to be,
right.
But there's ways to connect. I mean, with first responders, they don't have all those resources, and so we're building up additional resources for our first responders. But in the veteran community and the active military community, if you're facing struggles, if you're facing, if you got things that are going on that you don't feel like are being addressed, please reach out to either Acts Ministries or, Wellness for Warriors, and we'll sure help you go through that journey and get you connected.
For sure. And one other thing, we're going to close here in about next 10 minutes. But again, I want to stress that if you're seriously thinking about suicide, please reach out to one of us. And Kerry, we can help you. I mean, I know there's a lot of things going on right now, but suicide's not a good, or it's certainly not a way out. And Jesus is the only answer for the world today.
And there's another thing that's going on, especially for those that are of the Christian faith or that belief system, is the Celebrate Recoveries all over Springfield, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
I know the one at Ridgecrest, they're building they're trying to do one for first responders, but they have a program. Celebrate Recovery has a program specific for veterans.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, don't do this journey alone. I mean, we all have challenges. I mean, I can tell you this guy right here, who's your host, I've known him and his wife for several years, and I just applaud him for pushing through when things get bad. I know I've faced challenges. I mean, last week alone, I lost my cousin to death. A good friend of mine's grandson died, and then a volunteer at Cox Health died, back to back to back. And we all face those challenges, but we don't have to face them alone.
No,
and there is hope.
And that's what Jesus is all about. And if you don't know Jesus, we want you to bow your heads at any time. You don't have to go to a church. You don't have to do anything special. Just sit right where you're at and just ask God, hey, I'm a sinner. I'm going through a lot right now. I'm by myself. I'm alone. I need somebody to fill that void, and I need you in my life, and fill my heart and save me. And that's exactly what we need to have. That's what you need to do if you're feeling like that, and whether you're with family or whatever. So we want you to do that.
Amen. And it's real simple. We tend to make things complicated. There's a picture I remember seeing as a kid with Jesus standing outside of a door.
Yep.
There's a classic picture within a lot of the churches. But many of you out there might not even be a religious person. You might not be one of that has a background of Christianity, or you might be a different faith. I can honestly tell you that no matter where you're at spiritually, it doesn't matter, because if you're going through some challenging times, let your faith arise in your soul. And you're right. If you're not sure about what's going on, give Jesus a chance.
Amen.
I mean, I'm not telling you I know it all. I know Steve don't know it all. He acts like a know-it-all. But,
yeah, well, I pretend. That's good acting, isn't it?
Yeah. But if it wasn't for the grace of God, where would we be? Right, Steve?
Right, exactly.
And so give Jesus a chance. And I would reach out to Acts Ministries. They do this once a month for veterans, but they do a lot of other things. But I've known Steve for a lot of years, and I know he cares about you. I know Kevin, who's the co-host, when he's able to be here, I know he cares. I've known him for many years now. And
his wife, Donna, joins us.
She sings, man. I've been watching her career. She's been doing good.
Oh, yeah. She's on the charts.
Yeah, yeah. I was on the charts. I was nominated Dummy of the Year. Yeah. Wait a minute. And then, what we'll do is maybe whenever we can bring back Ricky and he can do the Freedom Song. And I don't know how you do that live, but we can make that happen, I'm sure.
Yeah, I can talk to Kevin, see what we can do. We can get together and say, hey, we need to bring Ricky back. How can we do this?
Yeah. By himself.
Yeah. With no help from the dummy. I mean, no help from you, or.
Oh my. I'm going to have to take a picture of him though, with his headphones on. So.
Yeah. So. You feeling relaxed there, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good. Time to go.
So Matt what is your title here, Matt?
I am the operations director.
Operations director and
producer.
So I've known Matt now for several years. What was your band used to be?
Good News Band.
Yeah, the Good News Band.
It still is.
It still is.
Are you still together with
Yeah.
a lot of
We
those?
don't play very many places because I'm so busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we still play.
All right. Well, Matt's a good guy.
In fact, he did one of his songs this morning.
Yeah?
All of a sudden I'm like, why is that name? Why is that song? Oh, wait a minute, that's what I meant.
It's been a while since we've done any of our old songs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, that's good. It's like a little reunion here today.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Minus my dad, but he's here. in
Yeah,
spirit.
but you know what?
There you
Yeah, I
go.
was just gonna say he is.
He's like, yeah, you guys are doing good. Hey, hey, Goombar. Are you guys done talking? Over
We're done. I think
Yes.
you got anything to add? I know.
No, I just basically did my salvation, which Kevin usually does. He does it at the end, and I just did that, and then you added some things. So yeah,
All
So
right.
thank you, everybody out there. Thank you for having me. Thank
You're
you,
very
everybody out there. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate all the work you do behind the scenes.
My
Yeah.
pleasure.
yeah. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time.